So your boy got himself one of them Bubba Station 5s, which means I can now not only addictively hunt Steam achievements, but also platinum trophies. So yeah, expect more nonsense. But with that sexy, handy-dandy Bubba Station came a phenomenal idea. Let's 100% a multiplayer game where I solely rely on my own terrible skills and even the worst ones of my random teammates. 100% in killing floor 3 was already a horrible idea on paper. You're required to beat every single boss on the hardest difficulty, get one specialist to level 30, which is the goddamn level cap, and endure an unholy amount of stress while being teamed up with toddlers and newborn fetuses. And just when I finally achieved something I thought was impossible, my trophy didn't pop. Oh, and don't forget the classic server connection lost. That is just wow! Anyway, I still did it with a bunch of crashes and other mumbo jumbo. All I can ask from you is to just please enjoy. Before I could hop into online, I had to do one tutorial solo run. Here I learned about our stronghold, which is basically our hub where we upgrade skills, weapons, and assign ourselves to death-wishing missions. I did some target practice, which very clearly demonstrates how superb my firearm handling is, while learning the rest of the game's basics. After that, it was time for my first mission, City Streets, and I was heading out completely alone. Here I was able to make a small little loadout, which sucked because my operational budget was non-existent, meaning I couldn't change anything. The game is basically COD Zombies, but with a fixed amount of waves, and the final one being extra spicy. Wave 1 is your warm-up round. The enemies are manageable, but the music is already blasting my ears toward the levels of excitement I was not prepared for. Shooting these hellish creatures earns me dodge, and at the end of every wave I can buy goodies like better armor, healing stims, equipment refills, or new primary and secondary weapons. This alone allows for an insane amount of combinations. Later on we can also customize these weapons with specific mods, but to do that we need materials. They may look a little strange, but they're extremely important and must be collected. After wave 1 the tutorial was completed and we were officially off to online mode. Now something pleasantly surprised me. Yes, you're about to hear this right. There are actual story missions inside the runs and they can be completed personally. By personally, I mean that while I progress the story, someone else could have already beaten the story. It's like client-sided. But this is huge because it allows me to focus on objectives without relying 100% on my teammates. That said, the missions themselves are pretty bland. Basic go here, do this objective, but doing them is not easy when you're being mauled by hundreds of these things. I was doing objectives in the prison location, which is absolutely not a beginner-friendly map. I also joined mid-match, starting on wave 2, which also wasn't a huge deal, but it did mean I got a slimmer amount of dodge. After completing the story mission, something about decrypting data to figure out who's inside these cryopods, we still had to finish the entire match to get further instructions. Now let me explain something I completely forgot to mention. Z time. When your team kills a certain amount of enemies, the game goes into slow motion, making combat way easier. I'd love to say it lasts long, but it does not last long. Wave 4 was labeled Hellfire, which was a mutation, and that label did not lie. I spent most of it desperately trying to not get burned alive. Luckily, we survived. Now wave 5 wasn't easy either, but I earned my first achievement, Scrake Rattle and Roll, which you get by executing a Scrake. Not long after, I also earned the designated reviver for reviving a teammate. Then came wave 6, introducing our first boss, the Queen Crawler. Now I don't want to brag or anything, but what the fuck, this was completely impossible on the fucking easiest difficulty. Within the first 10 seconds I was already reviving a teammate. My entire team was underleveled, undergeared and fighting for our lives. We were juggling revives, ammo shortages, and panic even a level 24 legend couldn't hold out. We sadly failed our first real mission. That said, I still earned a couple of achievements. Game set match for completing a multiplayer match and break the story for finishing a story assignment. And this is just the beginning. Back in the stronghold, I upgraded my armor skill, which instantly gave me the skill shift achievement. Oh, and of course, there are 2 supply passes. I mean, what is a modern game without battle passes? Funny enough, completely irrelevant for 100% completion. Even though we failed our first mission, we continued at the Horizon Factory. Quick reminder, I'm still playing on the easiest difficulty. Let me repeat that, the easiest difficulty, and we already lost at our first boss encounter. Yeah, why did I pick a multiplayer game? I don't know. This time I was teamed up with some higher level players though, and I noticed something very funny. I was playing with the specialist DJ Scully, who's from the Netherlands, which, well, that's quite a coincidence. Now, specialists themselves don't really matter, but perks do, since I need to get one perk to level 30, which is the goddamn level cap. Anyway, I decided to stick with Commando, because his little drone buddy was absolutely phenomenal, especially during wave 5, which had the Meyer Minions mutation, spawning Zeds way faster than normal. Everyone was dropping, and it ended up being just me and 2 other dudes clutching all that shit up. During that chaos, I earned the Pound of Flesh achievement for executing a flesh pound. Then, it was boss time again. And once again, the Queen Crawler. She really crawling into us, huh? After how that last wave went, I wasn't exactly excited to see her again, but I'm guessing everyone upgraded their gaming chairs, because we absolutely fucking destroyed her! That got me the Noble Blood achievement and the Survivor Mentality achievement. Let's go! Now level 4, I unlocked a bigger bang skill and upgraded my Knightsbridge weapon with electric ammo, which earned me the In Mods We Trust achievement. I also added a laser sight, reflex sight, and a drum mag so I don't have to reload every 2 seconds. Upgrading the drum mag gave me the Smooth Upgrader achievement. I finished it off by giving the weapon a beautiful name and earning the Custom Made achievement. Now that gave me a huge ego boost. We headed back to the prison, once again, to stop some kind of doctor. Honestly, who cares about the story? I'm just blasting through Zets and having an incredible amount of dumb fun. Of course, I was still rocking normal difficulty, because even that was already low-key a struggle. For the survival basics, I still had to give Dodge to my teammates, so and after donating 500, I earned the Spread the Wealth achievement. Now this brand new build, the 100% Destroyer, was serious firepower. I was tearing through these Zets like paper. Even though I still took some risks, this weapon really showed how important upgrades are. After the wave, I earned the High 5 achievement for reaching level 5, and surprise, we were once again fighting the Queen Crawler. This is getting a little stupid. While me and the team were taking her head on, let me explain something I absolutely hate in every single goddamn game. RNG. Yeah, ho. This game is a huge RNG problem. Not only do we have to beat every boss on the hardest difficulty, we also need to beat every boss, and the game randomly decides which boss you get. We have played 3 runs and we have gotten the same boss 3 times. As far as I'm aware, even reaching the boss on the hardest difficulty is practically impossible, especially with how weak I currently am. That said, if you know me, you know I've got a pretty big pair of steel balls, so I decided to try it once, just to see what I'm actually fighting for. I went to prison on the Hell on Earth difficulty. Since I know that map pretty well by now, I joined a team that wasn't even insanely high level, and it looked like they already passed the first wave. Well, we started struggling, and I mean struggling hard in the second wave alone. My teammates were generally good though. Great teamwork, solid positioning, and the enemies just kept coming, but we were blasting through. Eventually, I went down because I suck ass, and I was left to this absolute legend, dodging, dashing, and surviving like a madman. For a level 27 player, this dude was a fucking hero, playing strategically the entire time. But he couldn't even clutch it. My guy is 3 levels off the level cap, and he couldn't clutch it. This difficulty is insane, and it's going to have to wait until I'm stronger. Much stronger. So what is the plan now? Well, grinding! The best part of being a completionist, having to grind for stuff. And I'm not gonna lie though, I actually enjoyed it. The game is pretty loopy and weirdly addictive. In wave 4, I bought the Vulcan TA. Now this thing packs one hell of a punch. The downside, ammo. As stupidly strong as it isn't exactly reliable for an entire wave. But something tells me we might be able to fix that later with skill upgrades. Anyway, this time we finally fought a different boss. The Chimera. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the Vulcan TA can either shoot insane fire rounds or go full flamethrower mode, making it perfect for both bosses and crowd control. The Chimera was a lot less difficult than the Queen Crawler. Most of the fight is his minions doing his dirty work. I earned the Tendril Twister achievement and immediately checked if I could upgrade my Vulcan. And oh boy, I sure could. I added stable synth plasma ammo, a heatsink barrel, pressurized tank, and pneumatic plasma cooler. I also upgraded the ammo. And with that, Vulcan TA was officially 100% okay. Now about the ammo issue, we can use the fire sale skill. I can buy ammo cheaper and carry more of it. The trade-off is less armor, making me more vulnerable, but honestly, I think it's worth it. Next up, the sewers, continuing story progression and blasting through Zeds, because, well, that's the only thing I'm good at. That extra ammo skill was absolutely worth it. I had way fewer ammo problems and it wasn't even fully upgraded yet. We once again fought the Queen Crawler, so yeah, you already know how that went. Since I joined the match mid-game, I couldn't complete my story objective, so I had to replay the sewers, finish it properly this time, and fought... Well, of course we fought this. After that boss, I noticed leveling was starting to slow down. I upgraded Fire Sale again and picked the offset skill. Preferred customer looked tempting, but offset is way more important for combat. Then it was off to another location. Offices. Once again, I had to do some story mumbo-jumbo that I'm purely doing for XP. The rest of the run was just shooting Zeds, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to feel, mind-numbed and repeating myself. But it's still fun, and yes, oh wow, what the fuck? Are there any other bosses than the Queen Crawler? To make it worse, I didn't even complete my objective. I was literally half a second too late. Look at this! I almost picked up the death drop and then they killed the boss, which means I have to go to the fucking offices again. But why not do that on the hard difficulty to earn more XP, assuming I could actually survive? And you know what? No, fuck the offices. I upgraded some mods on my Vulcan and headed to the Convoy map, because this is apparently the best map for XP farming, a complete fan favorite. And I also had a feeling that this place might have better players. Hard modes is definitely harder, but is it much harder compared to Hell on Earth? No! But was I already likely struggling on Wave 1? Yes! Wave 2 was actually doable, even with it being a special round, which pleasantly surprised me. Wave 3 wasn't easy either, but hey, it's called hard for a reason. Somehow, we made it to Wave 4, and guess what? We passed it! Then came Wave 5 with Bioweapon Barrage, and these Zeds absolutely did not hold back. Luckily, neither did my team, and I was playing with some insane players. Toward the end, things were slightly south. People started dying, but the rest of the team clutched up, and we moved on to the boss. And for once, it wasn't the Queen. It was a new one. The Impaler. Or well, better said, 3 fucking Impalers! These guys were heavy, aggressive, and some point, I wasn't even sure where my gun went, but failure was not an option. We were dropping like flies. People dying left, people dying right, and I'll be honest, I died too. But with this team, I was basically useless anyway. But we still defeated him, haha, earning the Sharp Instincts achievement. And that's when I realized something horrible. We have to defeat the Impaler on normal separately, which means we have to defeat all 3 bosses on all 3 difficulties. And also pray we even get each boss, because in the 8 runs I've done so far, I've only seen the Impaler once. Horror, I'm a dead man! I figured I'm best off grinding more hard mode though, since we still succeeded and earned more XP and skill points than on normal. I snagged the maximum potential achievement quickly before starting my next run. Back to Convoy on hard, because it's really a fan favorite map, and for good reason. I also equipped the multi-tool since there are a few achievements left to grab with it. Activating a turret earned me the tool pusher, and turret captain. A little later, opening an armor crate got me the armor bearer. For the rest of the run, all I can do is thank the Lord for phenomenal teammates. These guys knew what was up. Now all I prayed for was a boss that wasn't the Impaler, not even the Queen, and of course, the Chimera decided to show up once again, but on hard mode this time, and my team demolished this motherfucker. Shell Shocker achievement earned. The only downside, I didn't even level up. At level 10, playing hard. Oh boy, that's not ideal. Next up, more hard Convoy, because it's fast, fun, and efficient. Sadly, the boss we faced was 3 Impalers. Again, if you're wondering, they didn't stand a chance. We absolutely obliterated them. Now, with how great Convoy is, and how many amazing players there are on this map, I wanted to try one Hell on Earth run. Just one. You know, for my ego, totally under control. Now, I did do one more hard run, and lucky for me, the Queen Crawler appeared. Defeating her meant I had finished all bosses on hard, which also meant Royal Flesh achievement and Survive Another Day achievement. Now, I wanted to tackle Hell on Earth. I maxed out offset, widened my asset clouds by 20%, and fully upgraded the drum mag on the 100% destroyer, snagging the maximalist achievement. I tweaked the loadout a bit more, and now, I was truly ready for Hell on Earth. Here went nothing. I died in the first 30 seconds of Wave 1. Wave 1, we couldn't even pass. The jump from Hearts to Hell on Earth is insane, mentally, absolutely insane. So back to Heart it was. Back on Heart, I earned the Zip It Up achievement by activating a zipline with my multi-tool, and not long after, I got Healing Touch for restoring 500 HP to my lovely teammates. Now from here, it's truly just grinding from level 13 to level 30. I might attempt Hell on Earth before hitting level 30, but honestly, maxing out skills as quickly as possible is the safer play. I did a run on city streets to mix things up a bit. Should have stuck to Convoy. But next plan is to do anything but Convoy. I went back to the story missions because they reward extra XP, and honestly, doing Convoy over and over again was getting, not repetitive, but extremely fucking repetitive and boring and tedious and whatever else. Offices wasn't a bad plan though. Playing it on hard maybe wasn't ideal, but I completed the story mission, so who cares? Eventually, I did tone it back down to normal, since I still needed to defeat the Impaler there, and story missions are at least doable on this difficulty. Even though I don't fully know what we're doing on these missions, they add a nice extra flair to the gameplay. I low-key enjoyed them. After finishing the lab test mission, I got the 15 and counting achievement for reaching level 15, halfway to max level. What makes it worse? Leveling is slowing down, and my PS5 is struggling after 9 hours straight of killing floor 3 with a report of 2.5 megabytes. Wow! I completed the story mission Army Depot and then finished the final mission on my favorite map. Hey, that's cool. Completing the final story mission earned me the Nuclear Standoff achievement. Not important for 100% completion since it's for the Operation Breakout DLC, but hey, I like to flex my achievements. At this point, I realized I was only level 16. I had leveled up by just playing 2 matches on Hearts. Yes, on Hearts. 2 full matches, and I won them. And no, I did not go from level 13 to level 16 in that time. No, I had to complete the whole story mode and everything else. No, after 2 matches, I only leveled up once. Yeah. So happy new year. My life now consistent out of repeating Convoy on hard over and over again. Because the great story, which wasn't so great, was completely finished. Somewhere around level 16, I gave Hell on Earth another go. Probably because I wanted the extra XP. Even though I already knew how this was gonna end. Well, except this time, it ended a bit different. My team was absolutely fucking insane. Next level players, we somehow made it to wave 4. And what happened there should honestly be illegal. Because we beat it. Yes, we reached wave 5. And if we beat that, we'd face our first Hell on Earth boss. That dream might become reality. It became reality. But I was shaking. Because whatever boss would appear doesn't matter, but some bosses are harder than the others. But it was Chimera. A tough one, but one we have had beat before, and I mean, he's doable. And near the end, it was a crazy battle. Fucking insane, dudes. Everyone was running for their goddamn lives, shooting and running and whatever the fuck else, man. Because he was strong on Hell on Earth. That motherfucker was gonna just punch you twice and you're dead. But near the end, everyone perma-deathed. So, not revivable anymore. And it was all on me. Now, he was low though, but I was dodging for my life. Barely surviving. My heart was just pounding in my fucking throat. And somehow, I took him down! We did it! We defeated Chimera on Hell on Earth! Oh my god! Okay, wow. Okay, I did my celebration script. Now I'm gonna tell you that on the top right of my fucking screen, nothing popped up. Because my fucking achievement did not pop. The Chimeric Hero Cure, or how the fuck you say that, should have popped because, I mean, I beat it, that son of a bitch. And it was even me that beat it. It was not like any other teammate. And I started on wave 1 as well, so it wasn't that I joined a mid-match. All that stress, all that perfect gameplay, for nothing! And you know what the worst part was? I have no choice but to continue. I started this shit. I had to pray that I'd get another goddamn god tier team because these people were amazing. We'd reach the same fucking boss again. We'd actually beat that goddamn boss. And would the trophy even pop? At this point, I genuinely thought the platinum might be bugged. But then, something good happened. We reached the Queen Crawler on Hell on Earth with yet another unstoppable team, and we beat her. and the Reign Supreme achievement. It fucking popped. Luckily, the game wasn't completely broken. Hope had returned my body, so I went back straight into Hell on Earth Convoy, not just for the bosses, but because the XP is way better, and if you win, you get a shit ton of XP. But if you lose, it's basically like half or maybe a quarter of a hard run, so you have to win. And I lost a couple. But eventually, we reached another boss, and of course, it was once again the Queen Crawler. History does repeat itself. But we beat her again, more XP, and well, 1 level up. Could have been better, but I mean, I gotta take it or leave it, I guess. After a couple of brutal defeats, I almost backed out of Hell on Earth and returned to Hearts, but I didn't. And thank God I didn't, because we reached another boss, and this time, it was the Impaler. All 3 of them. The team was dropping like fucking flies. It genuinely felt impossible. But it came down to me and an absolute another legend of a medic named Boone Crusher. This son of a bitch healed us like the entire game. Without that man, we were dead, no debate. By the closest margin imaginable, we pulled it off. A cut above achievement unlocked. Now all that was left was defeat Chimera again. Which is bullshit because we already did that. Back to the convoy grind, hoping to get that one boss I'd already beaten before. Instead, I got losses, internet problems, and 0 progress. So I went back to hard to grind XP, at least somewhat efficiently. I also knocked out some daily and weekly assignments for extra XP. And by extra, I mean 100 or 250 XP. Just quickly, that you know, you need about like 4,000 or 5,000 XP to level up, and that only gets progressively higher. So 100 or 250 XP is nothing. After completing most dailies and weeklies except Survive and Match and Horzine Factory, which was fucking impossible thanks to toddlers, I still had one thing left. The weekly mutation. Now, weekly mutation is basically Killing Floor saying, what if we made the game worse? This week, it was Massacre Mutation. 25% less healing from stims and no revives. Was it hell? Honestly, not really. It took way longer than usual and it didn't go smoothly, but we made it to the boss. And then, server connection lost. No XP, no trophies, no weekly completion. Half an hour just down the fucking drain like it's nothing, like I have 24 hours a day to play this shit. At this point, I was quite questioning every life decision I've ever made. Why am I doing this? Why am I playing this game? Why do I do this to myself? I think it is just because it's the friends we make along. I don't make any friends. I don't even have any friends. What the fuck am I saying? Okay, I haven't really sweared in this video yet, so fuck this dumbass game. Anyway, I went through the whole weekly Mutyphus again and earned the weekly warrior achievement. I also reconsidered my life choices for a bit. Did I already? I'm really considering a lot of things. So, why not come sit with me and cool down a little? With some Hell on Earth, baby, because we ain't pussies on Convoy. Oh boy, we're cooked so hard that on wave 4 I had to die. Otherwise, I'd have made consistent progress, and apparently, that's not allowed. But I kept grinding. Hell on Earth. Because XP drops on hard were just too slim. Then, the boss wave. And holy hell. If there is a Lord left on this hellish earth, may I please get a boss I've already defeated, but never got rewarded for. No! Oh! Well, at least we took him down. Gotta be grateful for something, I guess. And hey, look, I've got a quarter of an XP bar for my next rank. Some more Hell on Earth runs because they are so fun. And the only boss they gave me was the fucking Impaler. Really? The game loves impaling shit, doesn't it? After 3 hours of recording, a different boss finally appeared. No, that's not the Impaler. Sorry for doing that. Well, 2 matches later, Chimera Hell on Earth, right in front of my and your eyes. Oh, now I'm not deceiving you, pal. That start went insanely well, by the way. Half his HP down in like no time. Then things slowed down a bit. We lost some teammates, and I lost myself briefly. I died. I feared a no trophy run, but it worked. Chimerical Cure achievement. It is ours. Getting that trophy at 4 AM while still having 5 more levels to go and 1 more Impaler to slay on normal. A small task, but still nerve-wracking. So, let's just quickly make it 5 a.m. and do a quick solo run and try to reach the boss as fast as possible. And it took like 5-6 tries, but hey, look at that stabbing pain achievement. It's ours, baby. Woo! So the next day, I did nothing but just grind. The almighty level cap, level 30, had to be reached. But first, I earned the survival of the fittest for surviving 25 multiplayer matches. Yes, I had a lot of defeats along the way. After that, I was just grinding solo, because it was the fastest way to earn XP. All that remained was going from level 26 to level 30. It might sound small, but the XP gain is painfully slow. Hours on City Streets hard solo, I kept at it. And I played a shit ton of hard solo convoy for another 4 hours. But then it popped on wave 5. That's a platinum, baby. Woohoo! I tapped out, uninstalled this grindfest, and finally smiled again. Our first platinum on this channel, on this wonderful account made purely for your entertainment. Now, if you're a bloody legend who's been watching since The Escapist, oh my god, I wanna hug you, kiss you, touch you, but don't worry, Steam achievements still await. There are so many games I want to complete on both PC and PlayStation, and maybe even another device. But that's the future. If you don't know about my Steam journey, though, check out my 100% Ice Tray. There's definitely a video that suits your needs, because, man, these videos are great. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and please, enjoy yourselves.